I want to welcome you to our thought for the day on Friday, and it's good to be with you as always. And before, I do have a couple thoughts, but I did want to share with you some news that I think is a little bit exciting, and that we did have a board meeting last night, and we've been talking about this for a long time. And so our goal is that, and more details to follow, and there'll be mailing in a couple of weeks to everybody, and it'll be on the website. But our goal is that on Sunday, June 28th, we'll have our first shot at public worship in a long time. It's been almost 3 months. And our plan is that on that Sunday, we'll have 2 worship services, and they'll be at 8:30 and 10:30. And a lot of this depends on how things go in our country too, because if there's a dramatic spike upwards, we may have to make some adjustments. But we're definitely trying to respect the guidelines that the state has and that other churches are doing. And so Sunday, June 28th, 8:30 and 10:30. And then our first Thursday evening service, and we're going to probably have them at 7 o'clock, would be on Thursday, July 2nd. And so we look forward to that. In the meantime, we're still here, and looking forward to just sharing on Sunday. We will live stream the service at 9:30, and on Sunday we're going to talk about we're going to pray for peace. And my gosh, peace in our land, our country, peace between all kinds of people, and maybe an inner peace, a peace that begins inside the heart and soul of each one of us, so that we can somehow become ambassadors of peace to other people, one person at a time. And I have somebody made this for me, and I'll be sharing this during my children's sermon. Also, somebody sent me a picture, and they were on a walk. I think it was at the Morton Arboretum. And there's I can't know if you can see this, there's a thing called the Joy Path. And as they saw that sign, they thought about our church. And I was thinking about the path, that we are on an incredible path. And our path has so much stuff in it. But the one thing our path needs to have is joy, which is, one of my favorite words. And it's easy to lose the joy, especially when you're going through a hard time and when we have to struggle every single day. But our goal as a church always is in our message, in our spirit, in what the humble temple stands for, that your path may be filled with a little bit of joy. It's easy to grow weary, especially at a time like this. And I was thinking of something that Jesus said to the disciples, because they were getting weary, because they weren't sure what was happening, and they were worried about what was going to happen after Jesus left them. And Jesus told them, he said in the 28th chapter of Matthew, verse 20, "I will be with you always till the end of the age." I need to be reminded of that spiritually, that no matter what happens, wherever our path leads us, that Jesus, the humble carpenter, the humble Jewish carpenter, he will be with us every single step of the way. And when we get tired and weary and a bit sad, which happens all the time, please know that the good Lord, the higher power, he is with us every step of the way. I've learned a lot about the church. It's been many, many years that I've been here. And sometimes I get hung up on how many people are here. Do we have enough money to do this or do that? All the different kind of programs we have. And during the past 3 months, it's like the church has been stripped to its bare bones. Because during these 3 months and until the time that we start gathering back together, the church is inside of each one of you. It's like that lady who came to church last Sunday thinking that we were open. She has been coming to the 8:30 service year after year for 40 years. And she walks in the door, and I had to tell her that the church was not open. So she comes in here to pray. And as she walks out, I just said, "I'm so sorry." And she said, "Don't be sorry. I came in the front door of the church. I came in here to pray. And you and our church have taught me over the years that the church is more than this edifice. The church is inside each one of us." And she said, "I was glad I stopped by today, because she is the church and you are the church. In many ways, the church is more complicated because we're going to have some rules and regulations and restrictions when we get back together. But also I've discovered how simple the church is. Because the church is the body of Christ. The church is the way we walk. It's how we talk. The church is facing injustices with a sense of peace and goodness. The church is the journey, the joy path that we take every day of the week. And I've been nourished and reminded and inspired by just seeing how you are the church and how much you care and how much you support. Like Jesus says, I will be with you always until the end of the age. That presence, that spirit, I know it gives me hope, a little bit of quiet courage, and the strength to face each and every day. God bless each one of you. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again at noon tomorrow on Saturday. God bless.